Screw the Birds. Screw the Birds. All hail the Redskins to DC.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
Hail to the Redskins. What is it called? Do it for DC.
I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm not.
It's stuck in my head. It was stuck in my head. I was singing it all weekend, the past week. So, first game we're gonna break down for y'all is EJ's Eagles versus the LA Rams. I'm just gonna go first and take off the Band-Aid. I don't know who's gonna win this game. I truly don't. The Rams looked really good versus Minnesota. Granted, the Vikings have a Brian Flores run defense, which is why I'm saying they looked really good. But then you look back to a few weeks ago, and when the Rams played the Eagles, wasn't that game in LA?
Yeah.
And the Eagles completely ran over them. So this is very hard for me. And Cooper Kupp had dreads on, so I don't know what that means going forward. But that's kind of scary if I'm an Eagles. The Eagles also, they controlled the game versus the Packers, but they didn't completely blow them out like I expected that. So, I don't know. The Eagles have some things to clean up. The Rams looked pretty dominant to me. They look really good. Yes, the Vikings aren't the Eagles. I get it.
and yes, the Vikings aren't the Eagles. Okay, but the Eagles played a bad game and won by 3 scores. The Rams played a perfect game and won by a good amount of scores. So we played bad and blew a team out.
What I'm going to say is I'm going to take the Eagles winning this game.
Okay.
Because it is in Lincoln Financial Field. If it was in LA, I'm going to take the Rams. Because I think LA has the heavier hearts. So
the Eagles are 6-0 in divisional games at home.
So I think the Eagles go on to lose to the Lions. I think the Lions will beat them in Detroit.
Let's live in the moment, man. We don't have to talk about the future right now. We may be playing the Commanders.
I know you've already been talking about or thinking about that. So Eagles go on to win this game 27-20. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think Eagles have a lot of things to clean up still, and they're going to be struggling for a little bit in this game. So Eagles win this one 27-20. That's what I have to say. I know, the NFL probably wants a Lions versus Rams.
That narrative's dead.
Matchup, but that narrative, I was getting to that because I thought the NFL would have wanted the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs, and that didn't happen. So if that narrative was true, if the Bengals would have been in the playoffs, granted the Broncos needed to lose, then I would be like, okay, the Rams are probably going to win this game because the NFL wants this to happen. That narrative is gone. And that's the breaking point for me, which is why I'm leaning towards the Eagles 27-20.
All right. So I got the Eagles, of course, winning this game 29-26, so a little bit closer than what Seb's got. And I just think the Eagles' offense matches up very well versus the Rams. Okay. Barkley had his best career game in 255 yards back in Week 12. Seb scored 200 fantasy points for the first time in his fantasy football career. He also had second time. Wasn't that the first time, though? I thought that was the first one. He did it twice this year.
Those one at a time. Oh, yeah. No, last 2 years ago, I did it in one league. So
okay. So, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, 47 receiving yards. That's a baller of a game, and he didn't even really play in the fourth quarter all that much. A.J. Brown also had a game. 6 reception on 7 targets, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Like I said, this offense just matches up well against this defense. Well, you might be like, man, this defense just balled out against Sam Darnold. Jalen Hurts is a lot better than Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold got sacked a postseason record 9 times. Yes, that is great. But there are 6 offensive linemen in the NFL that have never allowed the quarterback to be sacked this season. And 2 of them played for the Eagles. Jordan Matiala and Lane Johnson have not let Jalen Hurts face mask go in the dirt. And they're not going to let it happen this weekend. All right, I love this matchup because the Rams defense does good when they apply pressure. I don't think they're going to be able to apply pressure. They're not going to be able to stop the run. So it's going to help Jalen Hurts out, who just had a 13 for 21 game and 2 touchdowns. He has not turned over the ball much since Week 5. Another thing is, like I said, the Eagles are 6-0 in the divisional round against this. I'm sorry, they're 6-0 period in the divisional round at home. I like the Eagles to win this game. The Eagles are also 8-1 versus the Rams since 2005. My bold take is Saquon Barkley over 100 yards and anytime touchdown. Saquon sold my parlay last week. It broke my heart because I had a 7-leg. I had Derrick Henry anytime, Derrick Henry over 50 yards, Ravens win, Eagles win, Saquon anytime, and Devontae over 1.5 receptions. Saquon decided to give me a slide on the last play of the game when all he had to do was score, and it broke my heart, but it is what it is. He shouldn't have even had that opportunity, and he's going to get in the end zone this week.
I will not be watching this game because I will be in Orlando with his little brother, cheering on Orlando versus the best player in the NBA
this Sunday,
Jokic. So I want to be
the best player this year again.
No, Shea Gilgeous. Shea Gilgeous.
Well, he was the best player last year at this time in the season.
No, but this year, dude, different level. But anyways, yeah, we'll probably go there early and watch this at like a sports bar across the street. You know, Harry like Buffalo or whatever it was called.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's
right.
Get that mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, and then we'll go to the game and enjoy ourselves at night and try to get Cole Anthony autograph. But anyways, because we're sitting right behind the bench. Anyways, Ravens versus the Bills. Man, did you have trouble picking who's going to go?
Yeah, I had trouble.
Yeah, I really had trouble. But you know what? Same score as the last game. Ravens win 27-20.
Woo! Okay, and that wasn't the score of the last game.
No, I'm saying like the last prediction for the Eagles.
Okay,
yeah, 27-20. The Bills cannot stop the run. And the Ravens have one of the most talented and productive running backs in football in Derrick Henry. The Bills' run defense was good, but one other area of concern lingering from the regular season was their third down defense. Only 3 teams, Carolina, Atlanta, and Indianapolis, in the NFL were worse in the regular season than the Bills, who allowed first downs at an alarming 43.8% of the time. The Bills had zero expectations to be where they are. The Ravens are expected to be in the Super Bowl. Okay, this game is more on the Ravens to perform than the Bills. Ravens can beat the Bills with the game. Or what? Ravens can beat the Bills in this game because the Ravens are not playing the Chiefs this time. Okay, that was a big thing last year. They have way more firepower, purpose, and I think Lamar is better than Josh Allen. Lamar is having the quietest MVP season I've ever seen in my life. Yes, Josh Allen is having an MVP season too, and he has much less than... Well, James Cook isn't much less. James Cook is a top 10 running back right now in the league. Okay, so I wouldn't say he has much less, but when it comes down to Allen versus Lamar Jackson, it just feels more convenient to take the Ravens in this game.
All right. So
I'm going to guess this is going to be the deciding factor of who takes the lead because, of course...
Well, I can't... I was going to say, I can't... I was going to go Ravens all week and all day. I was going Ravens.
Tell me why.
And then recently when I was putting this together, I was like, man, the Bills can win this game. And I work with a Bills fan. Okay? So I want to be pulling for her. Shout out to my girl Bella. All right? I want that good vibe. And... this would be boring if we decided on all 4 games the same result.
That's what I was thinking about the Rams game. Man, I should have chosen the Rams.
You should have chosen the Rams.
Whatever.
It's okay because I'm going to go with the Bills. All right? And we're going to go with a score of 20-17.
Yeah.
Low scoring game.
I feel it too.
Because it is going to be very, very cold and potentially snowy, which can go into the Ravens' favor because they love to run the ball. But Henry's a Florida boy. And Lamar Jackson
Look what he did in Pittsburgh.
Is South Florida boy. You're correct. But Pittsburgh is not Buffalo. Buffalo is way colder, and it may be snowing. I think there's a revenge narrative, all right? And a lot has changed since the Week 4 matchup where the Ravens won 35-10. The Ravens were 1-2.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Ravens were 1-2. Okay, the Bills were 3-0. The Bills were due for a loss. On the Bills' side, they're getting back Matt Milano and Teron Johnson on defense, 2 key players. And they have Amari Cooper, who is another threat. It's a player you do have to account for. Khalil Shakir is a weapon. Mac Hollins is balling. Dalton Kincaid is a weapon.
I just can't believe you just said Khalil Shakir is a weapon.
You don't think he's a weapon?
No.
What? You're crazy.
If you're going to consider one weapon on the Bills, Keon Coleman.
Yeah, that's another one. I completely forgot about that. He's a down-the-field weapon, but Khalil Shakir is a weapon. 3rd and 8, you better know where Khalil Shakir is. He will get open, and he will get 8 yards.
Okay.
100%. Bro, he's like the best slot receiver in the league, I think. All right?
Whoa. JSN.
JSN, okay.
Whoa.
But, I mean, dude,
Whoa.
Khalil Shakir balled
Hold
out
the
this year. No, it is JSN, but Khalil Shakir is up there, and you put some respect on his name. I still think Amon Ra works the best out of the slot, or Jamar Chase. And another thing is, the Bills added former Ravens quarterback Anthony Brown. All right? This team is going all in. They want this former Ravens quarterback.
Anthony who?
I think his name's Anthony Brown. Let's see.
Anthony who? Bro, come on, bro. How you going to use
Brown.
that as a point?
Anthony Brown. Because they're practicing for this, and they have the intention of, we are going to stop Lamar Jackson.
Anthony Brown ain't no Lamar Jackson. What
He ain't no Lamar Jackson. And that's why I kind of want to choose the Ravens, because Lamar knows what's on the line. And Lamar ran the ball 15 times last week.
Okay, I like it, though.
The last time he did that was week 1 against the Chiefs, where he wants to beat Patrick Mahomes. So he ran that many times, and he had 81 yards against the Steelers.
And
so he's putting the ball in his yards. I mean, he wants the ball in his hands, and he wants to get yards on his own and production on his own and win. Yes, Lamar wants that to happen. You saw it last week. But the Bills, I'll tell you what, every time the Bills lose in the playoffs, it's not because of Josh Allen.
It's not.
Didn't Stephon Diggs
You're right.
drop
You're
that
absolutely
pass?
right. Or it's because of the coin toss or something.
Or didn't the kicker also miss that field goal?
Yeah. No, Josh Allen is not the one to blame for the
So
past Bills.
Josh Allen is
playoffs.
going to ball out.
You're right. They're both going to ball out, but when it comes down to, who's more destined to win and play the Chiefs the next round, it's the Ravens, because the Chiefs have, I guess you could say the Bills have the same narrative as well, because they want to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, because they haven't yet, or have they? No, they haven't. So the only team to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs was the Cincinnati Bengals, right? Yeah, that's the year they went to Super Bowl.
Well, other than Tom Brady.
Well, of course, I'm going to talk about royalty in this house, right? Because you guys beat Tom Brady. But point is, okay, so Bills, Ravens is the one that's going to decide who takes the lead into the conference championship week.
I mean, this is tough, man. And another thing is, the Bills are plus money. They're only plus 1.
Okay.
So I think an underdog's got to win.
Yeah, no, for sure. And honestly,
and a 9-0 underdog at home.
Honestly, for me, an underdog is going to be the Rams to win.
Yeah, no, that could definitely happen, because the Lions are winning and the Chiefs are winning.
Yeah, so it's like
you can lock those parlays up.
It's really between the Rams
Eagles
and the
are going to win too. But
Eagles should win if they play a clean game. But if they play a game like they did with the Packers, I think the Rams could beat them.
I don't know.
Tell me I'm wrong.
The you are wrong, because the Rams had to play a perfect game to beat the Vikings.
Okay.
And the Eagles played a bad game, and we beat the Packers pretty handily.
Rams played a perfect game. Eagles played the same game they played,
and we still won.
Honestly,
by a good margin.
I don't know, man. The Rams, I don't know.
We had 3 interceptions.
I think the Rams game's a trap game, and I think you could, agree with that.
They have a better quarterback, and I got his name on my back right now.
Yeah, Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not. So,
but he's been to the Super Bowl.
He has. You're absolutely right, but he can't get it done. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week, and one of us will have the lead. It will not be tied next week. Man, I don't want to take the ice bath. See y'all next week.